Ooh, hello. So sort of interesting music now. So we're here for a bit of revenge and a bit of death. Welcome, everybody, to the first episode of Waterdeep Mallrats, Oshi's Revenge, or the second part of our little side quest missions that we're doing currently. As you can see, we've got some very, very familiar faces. We also have some brand spanking new faces that have come to join us here on Sabotage the DM. If you are here on the chat, do say hi. Oh, who have we got? Oh, Daz is here. Hello, mate. Hello, Red Panda Gamer. Hello, my love. Mwah. Very, very good to see you. Fizzles is here. And of course, the wonderful Mama Thorpe is here in the chat. So do say hi. Exactly. But if you are lurking in the background, do say hello in the chat. We have got a wonderful little crew here. And we're a very, very friendly bunch. So do say hi. But if you do like to lurk in the background, that is also totally up to you, and we hope that you enjoy the show as well. If you'd like to give us a quick like, a quick follow, that would be fantastic. I'd really, really appreciate that. And if you are watching this on YouTube, hit that subscribe button as well, so that really helps us out, keeps going. I know, right? I've got this down. I know, I'm trying so hard.
Proud of you, Joe.
Thanks, mate. Thanks, mate. I really appreciate it. But we are here. It's just so exciting, actually, because I haven't seen Gabby's face for such a long time, and we have definitely missed you here on Sabotage the DM. So please, if you miss Gabby, please throw some love into the chat, because I would really, really like to kind of see that. That's fantastic.
Even if you haven't, just lie. And make me feel better. If you haven't missed me, just lie to me.
How have you been, Gabby?
I've been good, thanks. It's felt like ages, but also it feels like now I'm back. I'm like, no time's passed. It's been good. So much has happened.
I know. So much. I can't even remember what happened.
Same. But it's been a new year.
Yep.
And a whole festive period. And loads. Look, there's no point going over it.
Yep. All right, cool. Oh my God, here we go.
No big life events for me, so it's cool. I haven't got anything to tell you.
Good. Okay, fine. Okay. It's not like you went and did some amazing things and did incredible stuff around, just saying. But it's so good to hear that you're doing some incredible things. But I am so happy to have you here as we see Oshi Soda back killing stuff. It's going to be great, very fun. So we wanted to kind of
nervous.
Are you? I'm terrified. This is why I'm like chatting away like you wouldn't believe.
I'm so nervous. I literally have to go back through and do, look at everything, not everything we've done, but like remind myself of loads of stuff, and then I'm like, I don't even know if I know how to roll the dice. All it is pressing a button.
Yeah. It's finding a way to remember which button to press. I'm terrible at this things as well. Don't worry. Do not worry. And I'm sure none of us are prepared, because that's how we do things sometimes. And sort of like saying about how we do things on Sabotage DM, it's just something I should have said at the beginning. Remember, you can use your channel points to influence this game. So if you want to give any advantage to any of our 5 players, do just bung your points in. We'll stick a little marker on the screen, and then we'll make sure those guys will be able to use their advantage when they like. Talking of dice, actually, there is somebody here who makes some amazing dice. Also, last time that they were here, they were this sort of like hammer wielding, terrifying elf of Candy Pain. It's so good to have you over, Kaylee. How are you, darling?
Good. A little bit different today, I think, than Candy Pain is going to be. Well, maybe we'll find out.
Mm-hmm. We'll find out.
Causing pain and mayhem and destruction is just. Why wouldn't you're playing D&D? Why wouldn't you play a character that likes beating the shit out of people?
Yeah.
Because you can't do it in real life and not go to prison for it. So
I have to say, that moment when you smashed in with the hammer and just like caved someone's face in front of the crowd was like absolutely terrifying.
I'm pretty sure they were already like down and dead too. It was like just for funsies.
Yeah.
See how their head explodes kind of situation.
Oh, poor
I'm so excited to play this game with you guys.
I know, it's going to be great. So tell us about your dice. So you make these kind of incredible dice.
I do. In fact, I was saying earlier, I made a character with this is my sort of color profile. Laura's got a pair or a set. I got. This is sort of the go-to color palette today. Is kind of this sort of purpley,
Wow.
pinky kind of vibes. I wish you could tell that this is liquid core, but you can't tell on video, unfortunately. But yes, I do. I make dice, so I will be rolling IRL. No button pressing for me.
No,
because
no,
it doesn't
no.
give you that sound. Wait, you ready? Best sound. How did I roll?
So good.
Really
So
shit. 'Cause
good.
that was a 1 and a 2. Very good.
So good. At least we know you're honest.
Very good. You got
Do you sell these? Right. Can I get some?
Oh yeah, of course. So I do commission. Yes, D&D ASMR is the best. Someone's just put that in the thing, and I wholeheartedly agree. There needs to be more of it. I do commissions. My I'll put in the chat on Twitch my Instagram handle, and you can always, or Joe, just text me. I don't necessarily have like sets that I sell, because anything I make, I usually just keep because they're pretty. But if you like one of your very, very own, I do commissions.
Oh my god, I'm gonna have to, because clickety clack plastic crack. Give me those dice. I love dice.
Dice goblins.
But it's so good to see you. And also, you finished. You did your last episode.
We did. 3 years later, we finished last week. My first ever long form campaign closed last week with only 2 party members dying. So
That's pretty
that's
good.
pretty good.
Yeah, that is
Stopped
pretty good.
the Lich from ascending to godhood. 2 people died, but our barbarian had a wish spell that brought them back. So, all good in the end.
Ain't no wish spells in our party, no matter how many of the characters you want to return,
We had
left
our DM
riding that on his own.
Yeah.
Our DM decided to throw a deck of many things in the game about halfway through that my character found and had hidden for the better part of a year, and then our barbarian found them and pulled every single card out. Well, thank you. He got a wish card. You didn't get to use it until the end, but yeah.
Let me guess, was this Jamie?
No, it was Daniel. You'd think
Okay.
Jamie tried, but thankfully rolled very poorly on stealth every time he tried to pickpocket me for the deck of many things. Because that would have been even worse.
Yeah, that would have been a lot worse. Yeah, we do have a deck of many things somewhere hidden in this game. You at home, if you manage to kind of get enough points, can pull a card from the deck of many things if you use those channel points. I think that it was Heaven's Bevins was at the top of the kind of like how many points you got left, but I don't know if Bevins is in with the chat today. So I will give her
a few sessions.
I know I miss her very, very much. So I'll give her a call tomorrow and sort of see what they're doing, because I'm sure they will want to be able to pull that card at some point. I have no idea what's going to happen with that card. It's such a stupid idea for me to put that in, but it's what it is, I suppose. And of course, we're going to go over to a face that we see most weeks. Oftentimes basking in the sun, sometimes with his sunglasses on. Mr. Thompson, how are you doing today?
Very well. No sun here. No longer the charmed life that I used to live in the summer. I sit here in a fleece and a hat, freezing, shivering in my apartment as it fails to heat up. Yeah, good. I'm well. Have I got any news for you? Myself and Gabs have recently decided to try and clean the grates in the ceiling fan above the oven. It doesn't go well. You can't, once grease is in there, you can't get it out. I tell you who'll know. Mama Thorpe, you're going to have some fucking great way of sorting this out. And if it involves baking soda, then you can fuck right off, is what I'm going to say to that. Because who has that in their house? Who has that? No, Hayley, come on. You make dice. Clearly, you're a forward-thinking person. I am just a normal human being who doesn't have baking soda, okay? Right. Joe, you've pissed me off already. I was starting on so well. I was calm, I was relaxed, and here we are now. That's the thing. Ceiling fans, man. Let's move on.
Yeah, I do know what you mean. I made some potato fondant this week, and it has 200 grams of butter to cook a potato in, right? And now everything is covered in butter. I pick up the pepper grinder, and you're like,
Worth it.
Totally worth it. You're absolutely right. It was the best potato I've ever had. So, yeah, I do know what you mean. It's also with the grates on top of the thing. you get them where you think they're right, and then they seeps out again, doesn't it? It's like it's a sponge or something inside. It's just insane. Oh, mate. Well, okay. Well, I hope we don't have to clean any cooking grills today.
Fingers crossed. I use this as a way to escape, Joe. So should you try and put that into the narrative, I'm quitting. I'm out of here.
Great.
It's really showing what a high octane life we live as well. Thanks, Rob.
Mate, it's
you
January.
You had a chance to say news. You said nothing, right? I'm just picking up the slack here.
It is January. It's the time for hibernation. It is the time for playing games. So, I get it. Don't worry. No one's having an exciting time right now.
Thanks, Joe.
Except for maybe. No, I don't know. Actually, that's not. So, I'm going to move over to somebody who's brand spanking new to channel. Ooh. Somebody that I literally started playing D&D with 2 weeks ago, maybe 3 weeks ago. And I am delighted that you're here to want to join us in this wonderful adventure, Laura. So say hi to Laura, everybody.
Hello.
Hi, Laura.
Thanks, Joe. Freaking awesome to be here. Yeah, very excited. Thanks for having me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I also use this for escapism. Hayley and I are in a campaign together, and we finished 3 whole sessions of role-playing, planning a festival, when we both work in the events industry and there isn't any work right now. It's like, great.
Where you could tell we were definitely missing our real lives.
We've got some of Hayley's dice here. She made me some watermelon ones. They're like pink and green and white glitter. And they're freaking beautiful.
Oh my god! I just can't lose it.
Yeah.
Joe, if you promise not to kill me, I will make you a set for free. Just putting that
Done.
out there. Just bribing the DM. Bribing the DM.
Yeah, absolutely fine. Don't worry. 20s all the way. Oh god, this is going to be so much fun. I'm so looking forward to this. Well, thank you, Laura, for coming and joining. I hope that we all have fun together. It's going to be good fun. We're not going to necessarily talk about characters too much in this first part because we're going to hopefully reveal them in story is the idea. But we will go through and sort of see bits and pieces about them. Actually, somebody else. Who is it? There's somebody else I've forgotten. Yeah, that's the one. Shifting from their corner over to the other corner. We now have our wonderful Mr. Dan Berman. How are you, my darling soul?
I'm good, thank you, Joe. I'm having a really exciting January. I don't know what anyone else is doing, but I figured I'm going to do this thing this month. I'm going to do this thing called January, which is where I'm just trying to fucking survive January, and it's been going really well. Been doing lots of social things, been doing lots of theatery things. Went to go and see Anne Juliet the other day. Amazing. When was there who put a show in the West End with Backstreet Boys songs attached and no one told me?
It was for your own financial safety, Dan, because you'd see that show on repeat, and I just don't want you being in a desolate situation.
You're right, Rob. You're right. It was for my own benefit. But now I've done it. Now I've broken the seal, and I'm now going to be bankrupting myself singing along as we go. No, it was a beautiful, beautiful show. It's very silly. It's very camp, and yeah, just all the 90s bangers, and we managed to blag our way into a box, which was nice.
There's a couple, cardboard box. Was it a big fish? Was it a big cardboard box or a little cardboard box?
Yeah, it had a big fish and a little fish in it.
Great.
It did. And I put it on the shelf and watched it from there.
Perfect. Howard,
I'm so excited for this, Joe.
I know, and it's so weird seeing you on the other corner, and you're always in the same corner where Hayley is right now, and we've shifted you around, and it's kind of screwing my brain up a little bit. Like it's very, very strange. So
nice around here, spacious.
So I'm going to try and do a little bit of a recap as we kind of go back, like 6 months or something. When
You
we
mean,
last
you mean Rob
kind of-
hasn't written like a 12-minute Bohemian Rhapsody style song, but
No,
the
I'll start them from next week. I don't know what the fuck is going on anymore, man. I'm struggling. Ceiling fans, kitchen stuff, my life is hard. Anyway, Joe, carry on.
So it's like performance poetry recaps. Like I'm really into this. So of course, last time we saw Oshi anyway. Their really good friend, the head of the Assassin's Guild, Tuck, was murdered in their very own pub, the Dragon's Den, on opening night, with a pin stuck in his throat, with a small note of a eye with spokes kind of sticking off the sides of it. Oshi became very, very distracted from this and was unable to kind of take in anything else that was being spoken about in the group, and suddenly kind of got up and left, where she stumbled back into the Dagger, the ever moving secret pub of the Assassin's Guild, to find the entire guild had been assassinated, murdered, destroyed, whole place being completely trashed, and the head of the Assassin's Guild's chair or throne, or the Assassin's throne. Yeah, let's go with that. There was a snake that had been nailed to the front of it. And Oshi sort of disappeared a little bit from that moment on. We didn't actually see them. The rest of the Mallrats, however, went off to do a ceremony in order for a new tattoo and a new rank to be placed onto pups. Excuse me. Oh, Flotsam Sam's here. Hello, mate. And they went off to the Monastery of Darn for the goblins, and essentially during this moment they got attacked by the Xanatharum, and they burnt the whole monastery to the ground with them inside, moving them into the fire plane. Yeah, this is fantasy, guys, so we just go where we like. Moving them into the fire plane, which is where they are currently now. But for Oshi, they are dead, leaving her alone in this city. So that's kind of where we are now. I think that's about right, isn't it? Yes, that's it. That's pretty good. For those of you who are new to the channel, we are doing Dragon Heist, sort of Waterdeep Dragon Heist, sort of on the module, but we threw it out the window. We're doing our own version. So there is also this area of the Neverember Enigma still floating around. There's the war between the Xanatharum and the Xanathar still happening. Castellantis are knocking around. And of course, the long story of the Waterdeep Mallrats going back to when they were 8 years old in the the Castellantis Institute for Unfortunate Children. So this has been a long old story, and this is part of a two-parter sort of side mission for the two sides of the party. And I always had it in my mind that this one was going to be like, originally I was like, oh, I wonder if Gabby could do this like on their own and just do the whole thing on their own. And then it was like, oh, actually it'd be cooler if we got a crew together. So we've got this wonderful crew together from here. So I'm going to sort of like thought that maybe we've yapped on for like 20 minutes. That's pretty good for us. I know it says past. It's not, but it has, like, we started late. So I'm going to say 20 minutes. We usually chat on for half an hour, so we're doing pretty well. So I thought maybe we can start as we always start, which is a wonderful little montage moment. Is everybody up for the good start, or anything anybody wants to say before we start?
Turns out the Christmas party in lockdown was actually Boris Johnson's birthday. Just found that out.
Oh, but the work.
Doesn't matter. Anyway, just came up my BBC thing, thought it was worth saying. I know we're not allowed to drop the C-bomb, but if I could, I'd say some things. Shall we do the intro?
Current affairs here on Sabotage the DM. Alrighty, so let's kind of get started, I think.
countrywide news.
That's it. There you go.
Oh, my wordy. Alrighty. Excuse me. Okay. Let me just see if this music actually kicking in or not. Okay. A darkened alley Considering it is the height of summer, this is a cold, dank alley. Sat on a curb, we see a figure, doused in a long blue cloak. So tossing coins across the way, letting them bounce off the curb and back into their hand. As we see this scaled hand, as they're bouncing the coin. And as she throws it, the camera swings around. We see a fire engine go past the alleyway. She catches the coin. As the face of Oshi turns towards the light and steps out to the street. She sees that there is a huge group of people running, following this fire engine. And she begins her walk towards the large column of black smoke. Cut to
a dark cellar. A faint, repetitive dripping sound echoes through the room, reverberating off the damp stone walls. A single candle sits atop a small table illuminating the shadowy room. Two figures sit facing each other. One appears to be strapped to the chair. The other can barely be seen through the darkness.
I warned you that any attempt to steal from me again would only bring you pain. But your choices cannot be undone, and that which you have taken from me cannot be returned. Now is not the time for apologies. Now is the time for compensation. And the price is, unfortunately for you, your life. You will serve as a message to your little friends, to show them the consequences of taking what's mine.
The view pans round to reveal the figure bound to the chair. It is not a person, but rather a small, terrified rat.
If they steal my food again, then I will have no choice but to exterminate them. And their families, and their loved ones. I will not sleep until every fucking rat in this vineyard is dead. Any last words?
Cut to.
Could you spot the monster in the room? What do they look like? Are they the broad, burly type towering over a crowd? Perhaps the slender and shadowy type that hides in the darkness? In a crowded room, who commands the most fear? Who do you keep your eye on? Who do you not want your kids talking to? That's just the thing about monsters. The really, really good ones hide in plain sight. They're polite, congenial, harmless even. So when an innocent child can't find their mummy, look out for those who appear the most vulnerable, who don't know what to do, who are so grateful for the kindness that you've shown. Do not go with them into a less crowded place. Worse, do not take them somewhere quiet, somewhere warmer, somewhere where there's food. There's no need to be scared. I'll find your mummy for you. Now just stay there and try not to get yourself into any trouble. Wait. What's that in your hand? Cut to.
We begin in an upscale coffee house. A well-dressed, middle-aged halfling sits nervously in a corner booth and looks up expectantly every time the door chimes open. Finally, he lets out a breath he's been holding as a strikingly blue woman walks in and smiles sweetly at him. She seems to float to his table, feet hardly touching the floor, teal hair blowing in a non-existent breeze. She sits at the table and gives his cheek a demure kiss. He talks, she listens. He smiles, she flutters her eyelashes. Eventually, she looks outside and sees the sky has gotten darker, and with an apologetic look, she says she must excuse herself for another appointment. He bristles a bit, but she puts her hand on his arm, thanks him for a lovely afternoon. He blushes lightly and nods and bids her farewell, but she hesitates. Her hand lingers on his arm, and he remembers, oh, of course, my dear, how could I forget? Something shiny for the gem of my life. He hands her a velvet box, which she accepts and slips into her bag without looking at it. She gives him a kiss on the mouth, promises she is looking forward to seeing him later in the week, and glides out on silent steps. In the street, we see her soft smile and demure expression shift to reflect her true feelings, amusement and slight boredom. She takes out and opens the long velvet box. A folded-up piece of paper covers something truly spectacular. Moving it aside reveals a bracelet of sapphires and yellow diamond fit for a queen. Taking the bracelet out of the box and slipping it onto her wrist where it belongs, she begins to unfold the letter. But upon seeing it is actually 2 pages of handwritten love, she rolls her eyes and we see her hand start to glow. And with the radiant light glimmering off of her newest bauble and her mischievous smirk, she burns the man's love to cinders. Cut to.
You're on mute.
It's a busy evening as Trixie pushes her way through the front door into a tavern and pays no mind to the many patrons in there having their Saturday night drinks. They make their way straight to the back where a door is being guarded by a tall elven man. They nod to each other. He steps aside and Trixie pushes their way through. Some stone steps are leading down to a cellar, and as the door closes behind them and the sounds of the patrons are muffled, you can hear a bass drum coming from the other side of the door at the bottom of the steps. They make their way down, push through it, and open out into a dark cellar, candle-lit, with chaise longues, with patrons in various states of undress, some smoking long pipes, lounging around. There are many rooms leading off. As Trixie makes their way through a doorway, they see Kiki working her charms on a man who seems very enthralled. And off in another room in the shadows, could it be Oshi? Can't really be sure. As Trixie keeps walking through, they make their way to the end, push open a door, and in a chair, there's an older halfling man, shirt off, and a large half-orc woman tattooing his chest. Trixie looks at the halfling and says, "She'll finish you in the morning." The halfling hurriedly gets up and leaves, and as the door closes, you see that of the many tattoos that Trixie has, in the gaps between them, suddenly more appear. There's just one space left on their neck, not yet filled in. They turn to the half-orc woman and they say, "It's done. It's time." They lie back, tie up their silver hair, and begin. Cut to.
Oshi's eyes dart around the dark, dank, demolished room. She spots a body. The chest is moving up and down. She's sure of it. She moves closer and sees the vacant expression in the eyes. Hers must have been lying to her. Her heart thuds as she starts to charge around the destroyed room, her first 2 fingers pressing into necks, searching for pulses. There's nothing. Nothing. She breathes out for what feels like the first time since she got in here. There's nothing except for destruction and death. The irony is lost on her in this moment. As the reality sets in, she notices the only unbroken bar stool and a whiskey bottle half concealed under a splintered table. She slumps down, unscrews the lid, and drinks. As the fire liquid hits her throat, her eyes focus, her heart slows, and the anger starts to build. She rises from the stool and moves to Jeremiah's body. his poisonous bottles scattered all around him. She collects as many as she can whilst carrying the whiskey bottle. Swigging it, she focuses on the armory to see what's left of it. Revenge had never burnt so hot through her cold blood. Cut to.
We see this fire engine hustling through the make streets of this amazing cosmopolitan city. As it swings through, we see a large orange muffled background. Huge groups of people standing in front of very huge and almighty heat. As a cigarette drops from her fingertips. As it falls down and spins in slow motion, the smoke itself begins to form faces. A small goblin in a mask turns. A metal man, his grey, shiny metal turning to bright white heat. Half orc of baggy that then begins to ripple and burn as the cigarette lands next to a solid flat boot. As the camera begins to rise up, the blue cloak forming itself outwards, widening the shot, we see the great burning tree of the warriors of Darn. The flame kitting through, the smoke flying higher and higher in the air as a dark, shadowy figure seems to appear to place an arm around her shoulder and disappear as her hand begins to go into a fist. We see Oshi turn. She's walking down against the stream of the rest of the workers of this great cosmopolitan city, backing into shoulders. Her eyes seem to be filled with rage, mixed with tears, mixed with anger and bloodlust. Shoulders barge. She turns a corner. She walks towards a big bar sign that says, "The Wandering Eye." As we see in slow motion as she boots the door open, the patrons turn in fear, and there is a gentleman who giggles and laughs. He turns, his face covered in tattoos of eyes. She leaps across the table, grabs hold of a bottle and smashes it across his face. The glass fires across. She begins to lay into his stomach, smashing him into the face, stumping on his chest. She seems to ask a question over and over again as she stands over his bloody, beaten body. Heaving shoulders, she pulls out a vial, uncorks the top of the black liquid and throws it into her mouth. The rest of the patrons begin to sort of back away as the tables. He tries to scramble backwards as she rips the table away. Down to his body, she grabs hold of his lapels, staring into his eyes, and she kisses him. As we see the poison begin to force through her mouth into her mouth, it seems as if the entire bar begins to disappear. As we circle around the two of them, we can see the poison beginning to move from his lips up his veins towards his eyes. Her eyes are locked on his. She's watching him die. She's watching the life come away from him. As her amulet begins to glow with light as his essence moves in, she drops him down and stands back. He's coughing up, the poison. His eyes begin to turn milky white as she turns out of the bar and walks into the light. A long, sunny, beautiful countryside just outside of the city of Waterdeep itself. You can see these long lines of grapes that seem to go on forever and ever and ever. There's a dust in the distance. There's an old cat-like creature looks up, adjusts his eyes slightly to the sunshine. So he watches this kind of hurl of dust Is that a white horse? He thinks. He cuts off some grapes and slowly walks back to his small farmstead. So he sits in his living room. He's waiting. It's the only road, the only destination is here. He waits. The door knocks. He looks up. Door knocks again. As he begins to kind of figure out what he needs to do now. What's he supposed to do in this situation? As we see Hush sat in this old chair, his like mangled fur, his one slightly kind of rusted eye, as he struggles up from his chair and walks over to the door. He opens.
If you're here for the rats, they're already dead.
Standing in front of him is a sight that he thinks he recognizes. They must have been smaller. Oshi, however, sees the same old cat she saw when she was 6, maybe 5.
The cigarette between his lips falls to a already dusted floor as this old hairless tabaxi with a dragon scaled tattoo over his one blind eye looks in shock.
Oh, let's see.
No.
Oshi Sota.
Yes.
As I live and breathe.
Hush.
Come in.
Thanks.
His frail frame being supported mostly by a very intricately carved snake cane as he walks to an old armchair. Hush is impeccably dressed, wearing finery from a life well lived and a wealth well hidden, now only present in the massive vineyard and the estate which he occupies.
Would you like a drink?
Yes.
I only have the hard stuff. I hope that's all right.
Thank you, yeah.
I haven't seen you since you were a small serpent.
And then he hands her a glass.
I never was a serpent, was I?
No. But you always had a wit of one and a sharp tongue to match. Even as a child, you were a fucking nuisance. Freya Lolo.
Freya Lolo. So you've been killing rats?
Vermin of all kinds. Tend to find that this place is infested when you've got things to eat, drink to drink. You get all sorts of fuckers coming round to try and take some for themselves. But you're not here for the wine. What do I owe this pleasure?
It's an extermination of sorts.
Vermin of your own, then.
There's been a situation in Waterdeep. A few. There's no time to go over it all. The Assassin's Guild there. It's been destroyed.
No. You must be mistaken.
There's not one person left. Well, there is one person left. And so now I'm here to ask for help.
So you followed in your parents' footsteps. Became the assassin they always wanted you to be.
Don't think they wanted me to become an assassin.
Well, I think that you've done a lot, see, and not so proud.
Not that they know. Anyway, could you help? Or are you comfortable in your extermination here?
You've been cut recently. Long hair. Is that from the trade?
Depends which one you're talking about.
The trade in which we deal in.
Something like that.
Did you leave them alive?
Would you?
No. Just depends how many lives they have. Come, sit down. I haven't seen you in a while.
As he takes out another cigarette, pops it in his mouth, closes his like small leather cigarette holding pouch with a little clip on the top. Puts it back in his inside pocket.
I don't know if you smoke. Would you care for one?
Oshi takes out her own cigarettes, but they're not in a leather pouch. They're loose in her pocket.
Are they the long Vogue-like ones that she usually smokes?
No, they're like roll-ups. She's nicked them. She's pickpocketed them from somewhere. She hasn't had time to go and get cigs.
So you haven't got your parents' taste for the finer things? Fucking filthy habit. The roll-ups.
Yeah, all right when they're free though, aren't they?
I suppose so. So Waterdeep, that's where you are now these days. I remember back in the old days visiting there. What a shithole, eh?
As he coughs, you can see that sort of like browned, sort of like those spiky brown teeth that sort of laughs through as the smoke sort of bellows out from the teeth itself.
Yeah, some bits are better than others.
How's your sister?
Fine.
Right. I imagine a lot has been to see you then.
No.
Right. So tell me.
You?
Oh, not for many years. You're as old as I am, though. Time tends to move quite quickly. So you're an assassin? You live in Waterdeep? Anything else I should know? To an old family friend?
I opened a pub, but I don't really like it. We've got a ghost barman, and I live with a person who I hate and want to kill, and I can't.
Right. Well, please don't go into detail. Whoever they are, they sound like a prick.
They are. You'd hate them.
I bet I would. The Assassin's Guild is not over, you know. Those which kill cannot be killed.
I think Oshi then starts to see those flashes of the bodies and the placing of the fingers on the necks, and comes back to the room.
Who was running it? Who was the head? Of the guild, I mean. Been many years since I've been there.
The Waterdeep faction was Tuck.
Tuck. Foul-mouthed fucker. That one.
He's dead.
Interesting. Right. It's usually part and parcel for the business we're in. You pay the price one way or another.
There was a massacre. They're all dead.
Do you know who did it?
Got an idea.
Well, if you're asking for my help, I might need some more information, Oshi.
It's the Xanathar.
Xanathar. Not the Zentarum. Honestly, I don't know what it is with fucking Waterdeep and their difficult names. But an old cat like me, it's very difficult indeed. Xanathars.
Hmm.
Well, we're not going through Skullport then. It's a fucking suicide mission.
Hmm.
Have you approached anyone else?
I don't know anyone else I trust with it.
Well, whilst I am honoured that you've approached me, we cannot do this alone.
Do you have any suggestions?
One I can think of.
I almost imagine you pull out this small little leather, like an address book, like, and you're sort of ruffling through the address book, and it's like one name sort of like lays out in front of you. You stare at it for a while. And I think, Oshi, you're just seeing him sort of staring at this name in silence.
Oh, fucking hell. The problem with being in the trade that we're in is that some of the best people that you can work with are also some of the biggest fucking bastards that you've ever dealt with. Do you understand?
Yes.
We're not fucking meant for our hospitality, for our communication skills. We're judged on the sharpness of our knives. I know someone. Trixie is a fucking name.
Friend of yours, then?
No, she's not a fucking friend. Do I look like I've got friends? Oshi Sota. I live in a fucking vineyard killing rats.
It's a glass
What the
up.
fuck is a back?
So as he kind of like scratches forward, his wine glass like knocks off the table and just smashes onto the ground.
Well, you seem happy enough.
My lot is not to be happy. It's to survive. And to be fucking rich.
So the scene sort of like turns backwards. So we see the light of the summer sunshine kind of burst through these dusted windows, silhouetting the two of them smoking. As the camera sort of shifts around through the sunlight and its lens flared through to a back into the streets of Waterdeep. The trades ward. The beautifully polished cobblestones, the wonderful shops, the smells, tobaccos. Almost the kind of the feeling of artisanal things. As the camera turns around to a large kind of wooden structure. On the front there is a large sign of almost looks like beans, sort of like suspended. And above the sign it just says, "The Bean." As you open, we see these two people walk through inside. These numbers of tables around small booths. They're very, very mix of people in here as we see Oshi Sota and this hobbling old cat walk into what is a very bustling and very busy place of conversation. Arguments are being thrown all over this place, but not with fists, but with voices. The smell of the dark, aromatic, and very exotic smell of coffee billows around this whole space. And in the corner, you suddenly hear this like fist go down as this woman stands, or this tattooed being, should I say, stands and just roars a philosophical argument at the guy across the table at them, and looks up and catches the eye of Hush.
Oh, I hate that fucking smell.
Hi, I'm going to finish explaining Hegel's theorem of mutual recognition to you later. You, Hush. What are you
Hello,
doing?
Trixie.
To what do I owe the pleasure?
I can assure you it's not a fucking pleasure.
Feelings mutual.
Look, my friend here,
And he gestures to Oshi.
Hey.
is in need of some help.
Well,
And Gabby, could you just describe what they see for what they see for the first time they see Oshi?
Yeah. So Oshi's 6. She's very, very tall, and she has really, really long dark hair, and scales kind of shine in the little bits of light that there is that flicker around the room. Oshi has her hood up and it's clipped into her hair, and she has a really long cloak on, and then a purple dress underneath with quite a big snake necklace that almost shines in moments. You think you catch it kind of shining, but you're not quite sure. I've heard a lot about you.
I filled her in.
would have loved to be a fly on the wall for that conversation.
No flies in my vineyard. I've killed them all.
I'm sure that you did, Ash. I'm sure that you did. Look, I'm a very busy woman. So, should we take this? Okay. Have a little chat?
Fine.
And Trixie will lead them through into a back corridor and off into an office. A lot of
I think as you
velvet
round,
leather.
yeah, loads of velvet and leather. But I think as you run around the corner of, or walk around the corner of the bar, you can see these kind of like very young elves sort of like pouring from these very small spouted sort of little cups and things. Are trying to pour over this dark powder that is pouring down into these large sort of glass jars. As you hear that click, click, click of the walking stick. I think Oshi, you start to actually, let's do a quick history check on this one. Actually, let's get a first roll in. Why not? Nothing about this person seems familiar to you in any way as you walk round into this this office space. So what does this office space look like, Trixie?
So it's like a dark blue velvet sofa against one wall, and then a large leather desk with a quite grand chair behind it. Shelves and shelves of books about all kinds of different things. Like, you get the impression that this is a person who has a wide range of interests. In one corner, there's just like a pile of blankets and velvety cushions and stuff. bedding area.
Oh, sorry. Where do you choose to sit? Do you choose to go sit in the office area or like the kind of the bedding area? Trixie, because you're the one still leading them into this room.
Oh, Trixie takes the big chair behind the desk and puts their boots up on it. So,
You gonna serve us a drink? Is your hospitality always this bad?
Trixie rings a little bell on the desk, and one of the little elves comes in. Bring us 3 strong ones.
Oh, is that the Cholton blend?
No, we'll have some of the special reserve for our special guests, please.
Yeah, of course. He's sort of like this elf is like shaking from the amount of like caffeine that they're consuming. Sort of like turn and sort of like bump into the door and then go out into the thing. And about a minute later, 2 minutes later, sort of the door opens and you just hear that rattle. All the cutlery and all the crockery sort of, and it sort of puts it down. And then bows and sort of leaves. Sort of like a look. There's just a look from Trixie. And he just sort of like scurries away. Tries to close the door quietly, but is unsuccessful.
Trixie gives Oshi like quite a long, hard look and says, "It's very difficult to get your hands on good staff these days."
Waiters.
Of any kind. Professionals. You know what I mean.
Oshi like looks at Hush. I don't know what Hush is doing, and then just looks back at Trixie.
You're trying to recruit her, are you?
I'm not going to be
no.
a waitress.
No. No, what's this about? Come on.
Right. Well, as Oshi is a dear friend of mine, and after some recent news about the Assassin's Guild being taken out, I was hoping that maybe you can point us in the direction of people who can assist in our goal to try and take down the Zentarum. Xanathar's fucking hell.
Yeah, literally, she bursts out laughing at the voice of both of those names, of like the ridiculousness of trying to even attack any of those names.
Oh, all right. So what do you really want?
Do you think I'll come down here, speak face to face with you, and make fucking jokes? I'm being serious. I am reluctantly asking for your help.
Why would I want to help you, Osh?
Because you can be part of the team that take down the Xanathars. And that is a glory that is not bestowed on many people. You want business, you'll get business. You want protection, you'll be the fucking safest fucker in Waterdeep. You want gold, it's all yours.
What about you, Oshi, was it?
Oshi Sota, yeah. I don't need to persuade you. He said he thinks you're good. I don't know you are.
And why do you want to take them down? What's your interest in this?
They Murdered a whole fraction of the Assassin's Guild.
Sorry. The whole guild.
Yeah, the Waterdeep one.
Huh.
Why, are you scared now?
Takes a lot to scare me. Intrigued. So Trixie pours the 3 drinks. Pushes them over. Oshi Sota. To your health.
And yours.
Right, Lolo.
Now, I'm not going to pretend to you I don't have a certain level of interest in pulling this off. But I don't need to tell you, Hush, that the 3 of us trying to take this on is, frankly, insane. I've worked very hard to stay alive this long, as have you. I can't say I'm not interested, but, well, I think if this is a possibility, we're going to have to make a call.
I'm just hoping it's not one of your shit waiters, that you've got someone better in mind.
I think I've got someone in mind you'd like very much. In fact.
I'll be the judge of that.
Now, looking at the 3 of us, I think that we might be lacking a little bit of muscle. So, Trixie stands up, goes to the door, opens it, and just yells up the stairs, Kiki!
Kiki, the name of a fucking warrior. I'm quaking in my boots.
So through all the way through the into the corner of the room, there's a table of this sort of very light blue skinned person, should I say. It's not the right song for it. I had a really good song for like an entrance
Really?
for Kiki and it didn't work.
Oh no! Find it! Find it!
Hang on. No, it's not that. I'm going to keep going for a little bit and I'll keep going. Oh, it was so good as well. It was so like... It's always the way, isn't it? Oh no, that's not work either. One of these tracks, I'll find it. Either way, we'll carry on. So we see across into the corner, we see this like blue being that is just taking the absolute center stage of this table. It's got to be one of these. I've got so many songs playing at the moment, it's just insane. As she sort of like turns and looks across at the open door, seeing Trixie there, as she sort of like stands and sort of floats over, like literally over the table, and there's just everybody at the table sort of like follows them. Do you want to describe what they see? What they see as they kind of come forward, please?
So she takes a minute and says, I'm so sorry, but I'm going to be right back. Okay, give me just one little minute. All I need, one little minute. And she stands up and she is this tall, not that tall, but lithe, lean, like one of those curvy but muscular women that you go, that's unfair. How dare you have boobs and a 6-pack? that's just not okay. It's one of those. And instead of, she's surrounded by people on all sides in this corner booth. And instead of getting up and, and going through, she just steps directly on the table, walks, takes steps over the table, and then goes to take one step off the table. And normally one would fall forward, but she just slowly, against gravity, drops down and continues walking with this sort of serene half smile on her face, making eye contacts with Trixie as she goes, and just goes, I was busy. What can I do you for?
Come in, and Trixie will bring you in and close the door.
Well, this is
All right.
not nearly as fun as where I was before.
Yeah, we're moving into a different realm here, different kind of territory, Kiki. So, Hush, you wanna explain to her what's going on?
There's a particular
Afternoon.
smell that is old cat. Okay.
Yeah.
It doesn't get spoken about very often. It's like wet dog is talked about
so
all the time.
pissy. It's so pissy.
Yeah. Yeah. Kiki walks in, and the second she sees Hush, she just goes, oh my. I don't know. No, Trixie, absolutely.
I'm not here to fuck you. I'm here to ask you for a favour.
It's basically the same thing, sweetheart. What do you need?
You might want to sit down.
I think I'm going to stand it.
I
don't
don't
expect me to
think
stand
I
either.
ought to have to explain. I don't think I ought to have to explain to either of you that appearances can be very deceiving. And as Trixie says this, their hair changes to like a kind of teal blue, very much like Kiki's, but their face changes to a like dark matted cat face. And as Trixie becomes like a combination of the two of them in front of your eyes, and then changes back.
I hate it when you do that.
Fucking parlour tricks. Let's agree on something, Kiki. Tell me, how do you feel about being the most famous person in Waterdeep?
Aren't I already?
Clearly fucking not. I haven't a fucking clue who you are.
Different circles, I'm afraid. What are we doing? I have many, many skills. Oh, I didn't see you in the corner. Oh, hello, you tall drink of water. What's your name, sweetheart? She points over at Oshi.
Oshi Soten, you?
Oh, you can call me Kiki.
Yeah, I just heard someone shout it out of the door.
Yeah, it was a bit uncouth, I apologize. So you're here with the cat, then?
Yeah, old family friend.
Old family friend, I understand. So what's this going on? This is quite a motley crew we've got in this room, isn't it?
I didn't pick it. None of this is my idea. We need to go and kill the Xanathar.
Oh, the big eyeball. Oh, I'm in. Speak no more. When are we doing it? Today? Tomorrow?
Today.
That's fucking easy.
Great. I've been so bored. This sounds fabulous.
Okay, all right. Things are starting to. Okay, things are starting to look up. Let's go. This is a lot. I don't even like coffee.
I'm hoping that you bring more to the table than your enthusiasm for stupid ideas.
Well, it's not stupid now that I'm here, but do we have any ideas, by the way, before this gets, like where he lives, like he's surrounded by a bunch of guards, and you're going to need to get into places that chances are at least 2 years probably normally can't get into. Have you thought about that?
No.
Great. Well, it's a good thing we're here, ain't we? And look over at Trixie and wink and go, I think I know just the person. So we need to get into some mischief, eh? I think there's no one more mischievous than the kid.
No.
Give me just a minute.
These fucking names.
So the camera sort of swings out of this place, as you just see them like, just what the fuck? This is off. Oshi is sort of shaking. Kiki is sort of just said the word "the kid" in the most kind of like delightful and almost like show
Love him.
like, yeah. As it swings round to like a large like a big marketplace in the dock wards, and there's sort of like, we see this kind of city guard holding a hand of something far below, and he's just sort of looking up like this, and he's just sort of like, "Don't worry, we'll find your mama." And he's sort of like looking up, sort of shouting over.
Okay. I think she was down this. We were getting some fish. Are we near the fish?
"Oh, you mean old Bullockhead? Yeah, he's just down the road here." So he's sort of like walking along, sort of shouting, "Mama, mama," as he's sort of walking around, and he's. That's it. You keep shouting. I'm sure it's like little ducklings, isn't it? They quack around, and eventually, Mama sort of turns up, and she comes round the corner in this dark alley.
Oh no! This is my house. I just round the corner here. Can you take me?
Yeah, of course we can. He's like, "Come on, little duckling," and he's sort of like walking along. And then you sort of come round, just as you go round the corner, this blue head sort of goes across the other side.
Oh, my sweetheart, I've been looking everywhere for you. You just ran off. I told you never to do that.
Mom! And the kid lets go of the guard's hand and runs maybe 2 steps and falls over.
Oh.
And sort of like turns around and looks at the guard and holds his knee and goes,
"Oh dear. It's all right, don't worry, ma'am." And he sort of walks over and goes to pick up the kid.
I kind of lean over to the people that are standing behind me and go, "Watch this." Stay in my ground.
And just, yeah, as I get up, just blade comes out from between the fingers super quick, just cuts his coin purse and just sticks it in the other side of the pocket and just puts the hands in.
Can we do can you do a sleight of hand with advantage, please?
Yeah, why not?
Do it. Kid. Love a kid.
29.
As this sort of bag drops out, on the bag it says taxes across the side of it, as it just drops out and into this sort of little pocket that he's got on the side. "There you go, my little friend."
And the kid just wraps around and like almost like acts like he's like immediately like fallen asleep, just stops talking and just goes into.
Thank you. So I can't let this go without saying thank. And I reach into my coin purse and go to pull out a silver. And the guard goes,
"No. Do not worry yourself at all. Do not worry. It is a pleasure and a duty." And he sort of clicks his heels and sort of turns, and he is like walks off as if he's just sort of like the hero of Waterdeep.
Yeah. And I just kind of, as the second he gets around the corner, I just kind of, the smile drops and I push the kid off and I go, "Okay, how much did you make?" That was quite a mark you made. Probably had like 5 gold on him.
I was going to get more if you'd actually let me kill him in this back alley instead, but you had to show up and ruin it. I had to improvise.
Here's the thing. I've got a real fun thing for you. You want to go take down a beholder?
What?
Yeah. Guys, come here. Come meet the kid. Come on. It's going to be fun. Can we use this house? You said it was yours. I don't think it is, but it's probably... Did you kill the people that live here?
Yeah, it's probably empty.
Yeah, come on, let's go.
So I'm like, and you see him like turn, and he's like reaching for the door handle, and then sort of grabs hold of it and like, opens it up as you go into this sort of like dusty, like old like storehouse. It's like it's got a small table, a couple of chairs. You're deep in the dock ward. It's sort of like a very, very quiet space. But in the corner there is a guy falling asleep, probably drunk, as he's asleep in the corner. So what? As he sort of turn, we see the kid light a candle. And what do they see as you're sort of stood there?
They see this very sallow, gaunt child with very very sort of pale, almost greenish skin. There's marks underneath the eyes that you can't tell whether it's a paint or a marking of some kind. You can only really just about make out their features from a hood, which coalesces at a point just over their head. He doesn't stand up straight. There's always a slight crouch to everything he does, like he's trying to stay on his toes and he's trying to stay nimble. You can see, you can see really defined cheekbones, but not from bone structure, more from just a lack of nourishment. Very simple clothes, very unassuming. And probably shorter than Pups, like probably just a very sort of tiny, runty humanoid kid.
Okay. So I think as we've been doing quite a lot recently, so Oshi, can you do a history check for me, please?
Nice.
Okay. Is that high enough for you, Dan, to sort of reveal anything?
Yeah, I think there's something about this kid. There's definitely something that that sort of sits somewhere in your past. There's perhaps it was Black Star, perhaps it was part of the bigger family, but there's a resemblance.
I'm gonna say as well, you see that he limps slightly as well, but the kid lights a candle.
Sorry about the mess.
Sort of and as the light bursts forth, you just see like the splatters of blood on the wall.
Oh, yeah. You really need to work on the cleanup. You make a mess.
Takes time. No
Fair
one
enough.
leaves.
Fair enough. New friends whose name I've already forgotten. This is the kid. Kid, they can introduce themselves.
Hi, I'm the kid. I like to climb into small spaces and come out with shiny things. And he lifts up and pulls out the purse from the guard. So I never friends of Kiki's though. It's not. You can keep your. You have to keep. I'm going to keep my hands to myself. I can be good.
And you place your hands on the top of the table.
Now, I can get into most places with, this. He can get into all those same places and more. So we want to get in somewhere we aren't allowed. We want him on our side.
Where are we going?
Sit back.
You've brought a child.
Well. Again, what was that phrase you used earlier, Trixie? Looks can be deceiving. Good at what he does.
So now with the kid joining us, that makes up Snow White and the 7 pricks then?
I'm Snow White, though, right? Because,
How old are you?
10.
10.
Why? Are we going to a bar? I can stay out as long as I want.
Are you believing him, Oshi? Do you want to roll an insight on that? Because you looked as if you were trying to work something out.
Yeah, I rolled insight.
All right. Roll it against. Can you roll it against a deception, please, the kid?
Uh-huh.
So 13 for Oshi. It's 28. yeah, he's 10.
Totally normal 10-year-old.
I'm guessing you don't have parents?
No. Just doing what I gotta do to survive on the streets. Reminds me of a certain someone. Oshi Sota.
What?
Black Star 4.
Oh, that's not me.
No.
No, that
Right.
wasn't me.
He like lifts up the candle and like on one side of the wall, and there's just like Black Star 4.
Can you read?
Of course I can read.
Because nowhere in there says my name, does it?
The smile sort of drops from his face slightly.
You're clever. I knew I'd like you if I ever met you.
I feel like this is a setup.
Yeah, and she sort of grabs hold of her like weapon, sort of like begins to sort of like, ready.
Oh, what? Well, hey, whoa, what's going on? You came to my house.
Well, your house. Really? For now.
For now. Sleep where I
Now-
lie.
Friends, I really should. Oshi soda. And
Oshi Sota.
Oshi soda and Catman. I promise I'll learn names. I promise
Hush.
I will. Hush.
It's a name, not a direction. But I wish it was the latter.
Oh, that's cute. It's not gonna happen, but that's cute. Now I see this big table in front of us here. We're all here now. I think this is a pretty good collection of talents. Let's take down that big-eyed bastard.
And there's that kind of the word big eye bastard sort of like goes over. We kind of like cut to each of your eyes around the table as we fade through into white. So we're going to take a small little break there before we start here.
Fanboy.
Oh,
What
this
is going
this-
on?
This is great. I am so in love with this right now. This is so good. I'm having so much fun. So if you are enjoying this at home, do give us a quick follow, or if you give us a subscribe. We're going to be back in about 5 minutes time. Grab yourself a beer, a gin, or a cup of tea, and we'll see you in a little while. Alrighty? See you in a bit. Bye. Oh, coming back to a bit of drum and bass. Here we are. So welcome back, everybody. I hope you're enjoying yourself. I'm certainly enjoying myself. I don't know. I think Oshi's just confused the whole time, but but it is really, really great to have all these like very, very strange and wonderful characters kind of all together. Like, what? Oh yes, it is. It is Dan's beautiful cat. Do you want to kind of show your beautiful cat?
Let's see how we get on. Right, let's turn you around a little bit. This is Badger. He's beautiful. He's a prince. He belongs to my housemate, but no one is in at the moment. So what I tend to do is I leave my door open just a little crack, and I'll suddenly just hear a little, and I look, and he's just like trying not to. Trying to be a stealthy rogue, but yeah, I think he's definitely doing a bit of a growth spurt at the moment and just wants food all the time. So this is like, well, no one else is in and you're here, so if I act cute enough for long enough, eventually you'll feed me.
Exactly. Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
Little cutie.
So my heart is just melting. All right.
He also does a thing where if when we go down the stairs, he'll be at the top bit of the banister leaning through the little slats, and every time I forget, and every time he just cracks you on the top of the head, just give you a little bop.
That is so good. Right. I need to remove like cuteness images back to dark and death. Okay.
I have an idea of something that could sort that, Joe.
Got him.
We got little something that's happening tomorrow, isn't it?
Very, very true. Very, very true. So tomorrow we're going to be putting in a little surprise, little.
Sorry, I'm done. I'm done with the badger content.
We got a little bit of murder, death, kill tomorrow. Coming for some total party knockout. 8. I didn't have 8 fingers, but 8. As we come in for
You do have 8 fingers, Joe.
Shut up. You know how Kiki gets like all of the crits? Hush is getting all the ones. That's it.
Well, listen, I can keep making characters.
8 fingers, 2 thumbs, go fuck yourself. 8 fingers, 2
So we've got an amazing group of people coming down. I myself are playing, which I'm really, really excited about. And of course, the wonderful Mr. Dan Berman is going to be DMing. Are we allowed to talk about who it is? Or
Yeah,
not?
let's talk about what it is.
Yeah. Not what it is, but what it is.
Yeah, we can do that.
All right, great.
We can do that.
So tomorrow we've got some level 20 characters coming in. Oh, yeah. For a bit of TPK action as they take on the Tarask in the amazing Ben Randall arena. Oh, I'm terrified. So it'll be myself, the wonderful Aidan Kane, which we cannot wait to have back on the channel. Of course, somebody that we've missed for a long time and really happy to have him onto the channel is the amazing Zach's Big Wave, Zach Aronson. Really looking forward to having them on the channel. And we've got a new wonderful player for right here from Brighton. He's a really good friend of mine who runs a game that I'm actually playing in real life, which is just fantastic. So Quinn Barber is also going to be joining us, as the team is called the Defenders of Farthingwood, as they take on the evil giant smasher of everything that is the Tarask. So do join us tomorrow for a bit of level 20 TPK 8 at 7 p.m. tomorrow.
I'm going to Tarask up my 3rd win.
Doubt it, mate. Pinch, punch, I'm coming to get ya. That is it. So I'm really looking forward because I'm getting to play a butterfly, and that makes me really, really happy. A monk barbarian is going to come in and going to smash the hell out of this Tarask, I'm telling you. So do come along and have a watch. Also, see you next Tuesday, because we also have a little bit of... get it in there somehow. We've got the next episode of the Cinder Wastes, Waterdeep Mallrats Cinder Race Part 2, which is of course the other side mission of the Waterdeep Mallrats, other side of Oshi Sota. So do join us next Tuesday at 7 p.m. for a little bit of fire planing hell with the amazing Jess Lawler as well on that one. So yes, I think that's kind of done. Was I done? I did good? I did good. All right, cool. I'm happy. Right. Okay. Yeah. So let's kind of get back into it, I think. A wall strewn with like newspaper clippings and like bits of red red wool, sort of connecting them all over. There's like kind of like all over this wall of everything that this black staff or have kind of done in the past 6 months or so, the rise through to fame. Oshi, could you roll a perception check for me, please?
Oh, what's happened?
This is so great. This is so good. You just see kind of lots of different posters of quests, and then you look around this table of people. You would not really choose to spend your time with these people. Maybe Kiki, and of course Hush, but that smell you just can't seem to get rid of it. As you all sat around this old rickety table with a child who's sat at the head of the table. As the plan, sort of like, I think a long piece of parchment is sort of rolled across the table. Okay, so what I thought we could do here is we're going to do a little bit of kind of like player thinking and then into character thinking as well. Okay. So I think it's that thing of what is it that you think you guys are going to need, or information that you're going to need, or bits of pieces of things that you're going to need to kind of move this plan forward. Because then we can kind of go out and do some scenes and then kind of come back with some info.
Recon.
Okay.
I need to find a location, do some recon, check out what the guards are looking at, what the guards are looking like, any points of entry, and I'm going to stick with that.
Yeah. Where, if we're taking out Xanathar himself, or the whole, like where where it is, as whatever one calls a beholder. I'm unsure of pronouns for a beholder.
Where are they?
Where are they? Yes. Where they are themselves, where that is versus like necessarily the rest of their lackeys and things.
Mm-hmm.
And how best to infiltrate. Agreed. That would be my thing. Also, just any information one can find out about the big eyeball monster thing.
Yeah. Okay. So you want to kind of do some chatting as well.
Mm.
Okay. When I say chatting, it's, is that like, strapping somebody to a chair, chatting, or is it like, going to have a cup of tea?
Not for Kiki. No. Kiki kills with kindness. The rest of them kill. Kiki kills with kindness. There's the difference.
Okay, so there's a possible kidnapping, maybe. There's possible kidnapping. Okay. Anything else that you feel like you need to kind of find out, or would like to find out? I suppose whether you get that information or not is different, but
how to kill a beholder would be probably
figuring out about the big eyeball monster.
Weak spots, vulnerabilities, and I'm guessing that who the closest guards are, or those kind of things, like who's Xanathar's muscle, and how do we take them out?
Great. Some of these things people will know.
Okay. Great.
Yep.
So, like, what I'm trying to do is just get everything kind of together so that we can then sort of start ticking off the list as we're going through. So, strengths and weaknesses and muscle. Okay. Any other thoughts? Needs, wants?
I may try and see if there's any, since we know that the Xanathar Guild and the Black Network are not friends at all. See if there's some way of taking advantage of that animosity and either getting assistance or something. If there's if anyone here has a connection to or can create a connection to a member of the Black Network, they can maybe, I don't know, do something. That just seems like, why wouldn't you take advantage of that? Enemy of my enemy and all that, right?
Yep. Really big fan of that.
Kiki is very good at making friends.
Anybody here part of any groups? In any way? Lords Alliances, Harpers, anything like that? No.
Not no more.
I didn't think you guys would be.
Yeah, I probably am friendly with some, potentially, but I leave that up to you. Yeah, Trixie too. I bet the two of us have contacts, but I leave it up to you to decide who and how high up the chain they would be.
Mm-hmm.
Contacts, and one would assume a fair amount of blackmail material if it were needed.
Mm-hmm. Oh, we've got some information coming through on the chat here. Poison would be quite a good thing. Thieves Guild, any Thieves Networks that might be good.
Oh yeah, Kid definitely. Kid and Kiki both have fences for sure.
Yeah. So I think
sell our shit too.
Okay, so we've got it seems to be like information is the thing that you guys are really kind of calling for more than anything else. All right.
And then, but then from the information, if we find out you need this one magical legendary weapon, or something, then obviously we go buy that if we can.
The anti-beholder spray.
Oh yes, that. Duh. Quick,
Yeah, you just
run
need-
to fancy CVS.
You just need a lot
I
of
left
luck.
it in my mother's backpack. Damn it.
You just need a lot of luck to make sure you don't roll like an 8 or something when you fight a beholder, and you're fine. Okay, so
I'll be
Damn.
rolling dice that Haley made for me, so I'll blame her.
I
All right.
support this.
Okay, so we're gonna go back out to this parchment that's like rolled out. And you're all sort of stood around, and all of your faces seem to turn towards Oshi. As we kind of, there's a moment of like silence, of everyone starts going to professional mode.
So naturally, I'm the leader. Well, you're all looking at me with wide eyes. I'm assuming you're waiting for me to tell you to do something.
Well, I can't speak for everyone else, but I mean, it's your friends what died. So one assumes that you're the one that has the most stake in this game.
Right. Yep. So we need information. And I'm assuming we need money or other ways to influence people.
Kind of look around at this table. All of these sweet talkers, cutthroats, and thieves. And you think to yourself that each of them will probably know something about the Xanathar Guild as they are.
Where are we going?
I don't know.
I
We're
mean,
not going through Skullport.
well, are we going to Xanathar's new lair or his old lair? Do we know where he's parked up these days?
Well, I've heard some whispers around lately that it might have some connection to the Orb Confectioner's Bakery. You know, in the South Ward.
Oh, yeah. Oh, okay.
You got a sweet tooth, kid.
I like sweets.
Careful, they give you cavities. You still haven't lost your baby teeth yet, have you?
And the kid looks round and picks up and just pulls one of his teeth out and flicks it at her.
Stop. I hate when you do that. Stop it.
Where are you aiming that to go?
Like straight in, like almost like flicking someone's forehead, but like
Okay.
yeah, with a tooth.
All right. Can you do an ranged attack?
Can I do
You go-
deflect missiles as well?
Yeah, actually, yes, you
Yeah.
can. But you're deflecting it. Deflecting
Yeah.
it somewhere else. Okay. If it gets a high
Yeah.
enough roll,
Okay.
because I think you know the kid well enough to understand what he's doing here. So you flick. Let's do your attack roll. Just anything that's ranged.
21.
21.
Well, yeah, no, that
great.
hit, but I use deflect missiles to just to bat it away.
But who are you flicking it towards?
Can I flick it towards one of the posters on the wall about the Black Star 4?
Okay.
So that lands directly in the word, like right in the. Is it the number 4 or the word 4? Can you write
the
it out?
word. It'd be word. For.
Okay, so right in the O of 4, if I can.
As you see, the kid looks at you with this, like, there's a flash of like anger, and then it kind of goes back to kind of smiling again. As Oshi looks over at this group, and there's sort of like, you've heard a number of things, and they're almost like they're being kind of shouted out at you, and you sort of like try to calm everybody out and be like, okay, one at a time. Okay, one at a time.
Kid, what do you know?
I know that sometimes I would get hold of the odd magical thing, and it's quite hard to sell those things to anywhere else other than the Xanathars, so I'd occasionally go somewhere else. It's not Skullport, though. Don't want to go there. You ever been to Mistshore?
No.
No?
So I think you know that Oshi, you know that Mitchell is like a small, very like almost a slum area of the dock ward, sort of like the northern part of the port itself. It's not a nice area at all. Like even for those who grew up in the dock ward, it's not a nice area.
Why would I go there? Do you go there a lot?
I do.
Hmm.
I go there to sell magic items to the Xanathars Guild.
So we need to go to a bakery and a shithole. Great.
Wait. Kidlet, where in the dockport do you go to sell these items?
Mitchell, am I saying it wrong?
Oh, no, fine. Because there's a bit of a connection. I think there's an estate. I've heard something about some estate down in the dock wards that has some thing to do with something about, I don't know, I heard whispers. Some kind of games or something.
And then when you hear that, kid, you're like, well, yeah, you've heard like sounds coming out of this place, out of this building that you go to.
The terrace? Some estate has some kind of yeah. They've got some kind of like big old games or something that I'm pretty sure the guild runs.
Yeah. This is why you go to shitholes, because people don't ask questions. They're too scared of dying.
Yeah, fair. I mean, if we don't want to go to shitholes or the bakery, look, I have a feeling Xanathar ain't holed up in his old lair no more, because why live in an old place when you can live in a new one? But his new one may be kind of based on his old one, and I think I know how to get into his old place. Maybe. Just saying. Do with that what you will.
Well, what I will is for you to go into a bit more fucking detail. My confidence is not too high.
Figured. I just wanted the permission, you know? Okay, so what I've heard, and very reliable sources, is that Xanathar's old lair is a big old place, but it's connected in through the sewers. I guess he must like getting around without having to go on the streets. But to be fair, if I looked like he looked, I wouldn't want to go on the streets either, so I can't blame him. So you can get to it through the sewers, either through Skullport, which apparently we're just not going to, or the castle district. So the castle ward. That's a much nicer place. And I know I can get into the castle ward there all the time. So I could maybe try to see if I can figure out how to get into his old place. And maybe there's some tricks and ideas of what his new place is going to be like based on his old one.
So we're going to break into his old house and then break into his new house.
Well, breaking into his old house might help us break into his new house. Yeah, your comprehension really isn't very high, is it?
Seems like a waste of time to break into two places when you think he's in the new one.
Well, but am I wrong here? Do I not think that it seems silly to break into a whole brand new place where we know he is with absolutely no idea of what's going on? Am I wrong?
I thought we were going to a bakery.
Do we have no idea what's going on? Because I don't know about you, but I hear things. And, well, I persona-wise might have a pretty good lay of the land insofar as their organisation's concerned. Now, do I know where they are? No. But do I know who they are? Yes. And I feel like between us, we might be able to put 2 and 2 together. Now, over the years in my establishment, I've heard a thing or two about the upper echelons of their organisation. And I think I could draw a pretty good diagram of their upper lieutenant structure, as it were.
So she gets this kind of like pulls out this
Push the paper out.
beautiful pen. Like, you described the pen for us, actually, Trixie. What's the pen look like? Because it's pretty nifty, I think.
It's like a very long kind of teal blue quill that fades into white, silvery white at the end. This plume, and just it appears to like shimmer as she's writing with it.
Yeah. So I'm gonna go through the names because I think they're really difficult to read.
Yeah, I was reading them like.
All right. Typical like
names.
Waterdeep.
Xanatharum,
Yeah, so that's our
Zenthor.
Zenthor. No. So you've got Noska Urgrey, who is a dwarf enforcer. I think, Trixie, you described them as being like stout. They are straight to the point, and they are desperately loyal to Xanathar. There's a name that you've never met them, but you know of them, which is a name called Almergo, who is a bit like Xanathar's maitre d'. Kind of organizes a lot of the stuff around, but again, very feared within the organization. There's Thorvin Twinbeard, who is a dwarf engineer. You have gotten them drunk a few times, and you're not sure about where their loyalties lie. There is Nal. It comes with the Zeds. The Zeds are coming in now. Nal Zibrandas, or Zibrindas, here is a drow advisor. You actually mark them down as a circus performer because they came on a ship for the carnival not too long ago. And you think they might be Luskan, which is Luskan is like a island to the north. It's a drow nation, but there was recently a large carnival that was kind of like parked up in the port, and you think he's from there. Then you write down the word Nearlaw. It doesn't look like a name, but you've never heard it said without somebody almost crying in fear. You have no idea who they are. You have no idea what species they are. You have no idea what they do. But it's a name that is full of terrifying fear, like awfulness. And finally, you have Ott Steeltoes, who is a vet. And I think as soon as you write down that they're a vet, a hush kind of looks over the list.
Oshi Sota, may we have a word?
Yeah, Oshi moves to the edge of the room. And I don't know if we share any.
Say it again. I don't know if we what?
I don't know if we speak any of the same languages or we just have to whisper.
No, I know what languages Oshi speaks because I have played with Oshi for a long time now, so I had some insider information. Hush is going to slowly move over towards Oshi and then start speaking in Abyssal.
Anybody? No. Hey, I'm going to ask for a perception check from the kid as well whilst you're doing the scene, so carry on.
Right. So let's get this understood then. Suggestions on the table. We're trying to break into an old house then break into a new house. We're accessing a sewer, we're going above ground, we're stopping at a bakery, and I'm quickly realising this team is full of fucking stupid bastards.
Whose fault was that?
Prixies. But at this stage, we don't have a choice. The goldfish. Xanathar has a goldfish. And he's far too protective of it for it to just be a common household goldfish. We get the fish. We have Xanathar where we want them.
Is it made of gold?
I'm not sure. But I'm thinking if he is a vet and this fish is sick and needs to be kept alive, we are going to steal the fish, hold the fish ransom, and then make Xanathar do what we need to do.
And when is blood going to be spilt?
As soon as fucking possible.
Right. A fucking goldfish. How are we scared of these people?
I know. But look at the fucking present company. How are they going to be scared of us?
The cat wants the fish. All right, so kid, do you want to do a quick perception and just see if you can hear any of that?
17.
Right, let's do. I think both of you are fairly stealthy.
We'll do sleight of mouth.
Sleight of mouth. I'm going to say you hear. You hear that that Hush thinks this is a really bad group. I think that you hear that they're looking to kidnap somebody, something, but you don't know what it is.
Mm-hmm.
I think. As they kind of like come back over to the table. Actually, whilst they're over in the corner, they're chatting away. What's happening with you three at the table?
Can I roll some like a history or some kind of check to see if I recognize any of those names as well that Trixie's put down?
Yeah, sure, absolutely. It's your history.
Not that it's gonna go well.
You never know.
Girl ain't book smart. Oh well, you know, that's a 14. It's a good sound, isn't it? 14.
All right, I think you know. Yeah, I think you know Thorvin, Twinbeard, the engineer. I think you're the one who has told Trixie that you don't know. You don't think their loyalties are strong with Xanathar. I actually think something you haven't told Trixie. I think you think they're a harper.
A harper?
So this like secret organization of spies who kind of like do good. They're sort of like, well, they try to do good. Yeah, we have
they
a very
fucking turn up.
Yeah, they're awful. In our campaign, they're useless. But like you think he might be a harper, so he might actually be on your side, or not on your side. You guys are all fucking.
I love how personal Dan just took a fictional organization in a made up world. They fucking turn up.
That was just a little bit of pups, just like a little bit of pups stuck in
there. In which case, so once they walk away or whatever, and I kind of point to Thorvin's name on the paper and go, "Yeah, this might be a good in. I think Trix. He might be willing to let spill some information. I think."
Excellent. I'm sure you've got every skill needed to make that happen.
Oh, don't you just know it?
And kid, what exactly are you bringing to the table here?
So see, as we have this like smaller new group forming.
Mm-hmm. I think the kid has sort of done like a really silent, like pattered, arced walk, has gone whilst this initial conversation is happening, has come back and is just putting his old tooth back into his mouth and just goes, "Do you hear what they're talking about?"
Oh God, that's a horrible language.
And
I
you
do. Yeah.
care
And,
to share?
Nope. But people
Fair enough.
have very loose lips when they're around a kid. They don't have their guards up.
True.
They think that they can say or do whatever they like.
What about this circus guy? That one. Kids go to circuses all the time. You love a good circus, don't you?
I do love a circus.
Oh, it's weird when you're actually like smiling and anyway. That might be a good place. I mean, if we're just getting all information, might as well get it from all sides.
Will there be sweets?
It's a circus. Duh.
I'm in.
And you don't have to worry about cavities because your teeth fall out all the time anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Well, like, I think the kid, you know the ins and outs of the circus, right?
Mm-hmm.
You know that the ships left yesterday.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. I was hoping to go. She's got this like little kobold kid who really doesn't keep secrets very well. And we were hoping to go, but but it's gone. They're back on the ship. They had a problem with their main ship, and it meant that they left early. Nearly sunk.
Oh.
Mm.
Weird. So is Nail? Well, I'm so bad at names. I'm even reading it right now, but my handwriting is so bad.
Null.
What was it? Null.
Null.
Okay, I'm American. Gnarl?
Yeah,
there an
that
R?
too. Yeah. There's
Thank
an
you.
R.
Gnarl. So does that mean like Gnarl's like gone? If he's not they're not gonna advise her or whatever?
I don't know.
Or
Maybe
he's-
he's stuck around.
Or he's abandoned.
Deserter.
Ooh. Well, we can find out. We'll sweet talk Thorvin. I don't know what those two's talking about, but they apparently go way back, so maybe they're having their own plans. Whatever.
So Trixie, what parts of this don't you write down? What's just been spoken about? Which things do you not write down on the piece of paper?
Sorry, I'm not following what you mean by. I've said everything. Well, you've said everything that
Oh,
I've
no.
had.
What I mean is between the conversation away from Oshi and Hush, these guys have been speaking about these Thornbeards, Thorn.
Oh yeah, I'm not
Thorvin.
writing any of that. No.
Great.
Fuck
Okay,
him.
cool.
You don't want to talk to us. I'm not telling them shit.
Yeah, great. Okay. So there's like the two of you see that Trixie does not write this stuff down. As the two of them kind of like come back to the table.
Oh well, hi. You're still here. So good to hear. So good to know. How you doing? Welcome back.
So we're going to the bakery? Or are we going to the shithole? Or are we going to the old house? Where are we going? We need to do something.
You got any idea where this beard fellow might be, Kiki?
Joe, do I know how to find Thorvin?
Okay, I
Or
think
die?
Yeah,
I
exactly.
think-
Would either of us know how to find him?
I think you
Make an
know a
appointment.
couple of haunts that he would go to. There's a pub called the Cog and Crank, which is it's an old dwarven pub in the Southern Ward that you know he does frequent. Or at least that would be a place to find out if anyone's seen him.
Start, yeah. Well, we could run down to the Cog and Crank. I know he's a big drinker down there, so if he's not there currently, he'll either be there later or someone else around there will know where he is. And then we can find out where to find Mr. Big Eye himself, probably from him, I would guess.
Good. It's a place to start.
So does this
I like
are you,
dwarfs.
are you splitting the party by any chance, guys?
We don't have to. We're just making some thoughts, making some things. Can do. Can wait. Is there anything else in the Southern Ward anybody needs to go do?
Well, the bakery is
Well,
also
bakery.
the bakery is
Oh,
also in
did
the south.
We could run by both. Have a
I
pastry.
think
have
that
a
sounds
beer,
like a very good idea.
Get some info.
Can we go to the bakery first?
Are you hungry? You growing boy.
If I'm going to torture a dwarf, I want to do it on a full stomach.
Fair enough. What? Hopefully we don't need to. We hopefully don't need to torture him if we can get him on side. Oh, so Torvin, totally not like an absolute lackey. Really bendable. We could probably get him on side and get him to like help us, like let us in, even maybe depending on. So like, save the torture for later.
Okay.
I'm sorry. I know. You'll get to stab something, I promise.
Okay.
Alrighty. So
He'll
are
ruffle
you?
his hair, which I'm sure he hates.
So you're all going to travel.
Some of it falls out.
Yeah.
Oh, this is absolutely disgusting.
All right. So there's an option to kind of go to the southern ward, where you can kind of go to the Cock and Crank and go to the Orb. What was the name of it? The Orb Bakery. God, this is how much I need to write notes. Orb Confectioners. Sorry, my apologies.
Ooh. Sweet.
So who's going to go do that? Okay, Kiki.
Should we all go or no? Are we splitting the party?
Yeah.
Well, is there
Let's go
anybody else?
together.
I don't think, is there anywhere else? I mean, unless anyone else wants to run over toward the dock wards and see what's going on with, like, whatever's going on down there. But, like, we might as well stay together. We just met each other. We separate, we might not find each other again.
Is there anybody... I'm also going to ask a general question of, like, is there anyone that you think you go, oh, I know this person, so I'm going to go check them out anyway and find out. I'm really up for, like, throwing a name into the pot, and you can go and have a chat with them as well.
Like, players making people up?
Yeah,
Ah,
I'm always up.
shit.
I'm really up for this. So, okay, fine. Okay, so I think there is somebody who knows... There's someone who knows everyone. Trixie knows a huge amount of people. I think that if you wanted to, you said before about wanting to get a connection to the Black Network.
Mm-hmm.
I think Trixie with, I think we could probably work that out. That you could get somebody, you could find a connection. But that would mean not going to the Southern Ward.
Sure. Happy to do that.
Okay.
Split the party at the DM's request. Never happens.
It's the best way to get info across a big... This is a big old city. There is 2 million people living in the city. Like, there's info everywhere. So the best way for you guys to fill this jar of information is to kind of go out and kind of sweep that together again, really.
Okay. I'm going to go see Torby. I don't know about everyone else, but...
Okay, so you're going to the Cock and Crank. Great. Just write this down.
I'll meet back here. This is pretty gross. I mean, it's better than nothing. We want to meet back here?
We can meet back here. I don't mind.
Sure.
Does anyone need my help? I'll come with.
I'm going to go to the bakery.
As will I.
I mean...
Come with me if you want, kids.
Yeah, or I could definitely do with an extra ear on the set of ground, ear to the ground near, with all the Dwarven bar. It's up to you.
Oh, yeah. You go with Kiki then.
Okay.
Because full disclosure, I'm hoping that Torvin gives me an idea of where Zanman's lair is. And if he gives us an idea of where it is, I might just do like a quick loop around the neighborhood. Just see what's going on. So, like, kid, maybe it's a good idea for you to come with me in case we end up having some ideas of where all this is actually going to take place.
Okay, sounds good. Oshi Sota.
Do you say it like that as well? Like a jump? Oshi Sota.
Soda.
Can you bring me back something sweet, please?
Have you got 5 silver pieces?
He flicks 5 gold in the direction of Oshi.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
She's coming round to him.
Yeah, he puts his hand into a very deep pocket, and it sort of like it jingles with the amount of money that's in this pocket, and he flicks that 5 over.
Also, Joe, do we know the baker's name, or the candy maker's name? The confectioner's name?
Do not. You just know the confectioner's called the Orb Confectioners. That's all you know.
Damn, I was really hoping I knew the baker in it, because I just tell him that Kiki wants her usual.
Oh, let's do. Actually, I'll roll something. If it's more than 10, then yeah, you know. All right, let's just roll it. Let's have a look. Oh,
Nope.
It's an 8. No, you don't know them.
Never mind.
Yeah, never mind.
And just so for my sake, I had to step away when people were talking about the bakery to let a delivery man in. What's the thing about the bakery? I'm guessing it's not just to pick up food for Dan.
There's some sort of connection. I think there's some sort of connection between the Orb Confectionery and the Xanathar Guild. What the connection is, nobody knows really.
Great, cool.
I've just heard whispers of them being involved.
Okay, sweet.
All right. You see, sort of like there's almost like a moment of, did we put our hand? No, we're not putting our hands in, and they all turn away. And go off in their separate directions.
Don't die.
I go to hold the door open for Oshi and Hush to go, and as Hush leaves, I sort of drop the tooth out into my hand and try and stuff it somewhere on his person.
Oh, okay, so let's do sleight of hand. What's your passive perception, please, Hush?
12.
Okay, so you got to beat 12.
Okay, sleight of hand.
So with the sleight of hand at 11, I think that was a pretty shit odds.
Oh, he does 13 and 14 though, so he manages to slip this tooth into your pocket without you noticing. All right. So
Do I notice like a little? Do I notice like a little bump or anything like that?
I think it's close, isn't it? Yeah, it's very, very close. I think you feel like something, but you don't think anything's been dropped. You just feel like something. It's like a bump or something. I think you wear quite a nice tight fitting suit. You're very tailored, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'd say you do feel something there.
It's terrible.
Difficult question.
2 and a 3.
It's a very difficult thing to say, isn't it? It's like you feel something, but you don't feel something.
Or what if it's like put it in and and maybe I've realised I've done a bit too much and it's like, oh, you had something on the back of your coat.
Yes, and then you become suspicious. Hush. There we go. So he's put it in there, but you've become suspicious.
I'm not your fucking father. Get your hands off me.
And Hush sort of the kid sort of stops for a second and looks back at him, eyes directly into him, and in perfect abyssal, we're gonna capture someone. We're gonna kidnap someone.
And he says it in your voice.
In abyssal.
Good. At least you're showing yourself as somewhat competent. Touch me again, though. You won't just be an orphan. You'll be in a fucking grave.
You should all kind of like come out of this fucking hideout.
What's going on?
This door shuts behind you and slams. And as it slams, this like bristle of air kind of comes through across the newspapers. As the newspapers fold up slightly, you see beneath it there is a poster. Beneath it, and the poster reads "Thumping Tunk versus the Champion" as the things throw back down again. So we come to the castle ward. As is, we walk past what looks like an old, dilapidated school. As Trixie marches down the kind of the pathway. She looks up towards a sign. The sign says "The Yawning Portal" across the top. And she opens the door. It's like the middle of the day, and this place is fucking ramming. Like, it is off the hook. There's a band playing in the corner doing some weird like trap or something, and like and you see that there's this huge big hole in the middle of the pub, just known as the well, and above it here is a bucket that sort of like hangs off the top. Behind the bar is this really muscly, sort of like dark-haired, smoking gentleman with this huge kind of porn star moustache. And you know, so I've actually, his name's gone out of my head. Durnan, there you go. You know this to be Durnan. Durnan is one of the most legendary landlords in the whole of Waterdeep. He's an ex-adventurer. He's got to be like 300 years old. He is like, and he runs the Heroes pub of Waterdeep. And he's got a cheese sandwich on the go and a cigarette. And the whole place is absolutely pumping. As you kind of walk over towards the bar. Oh, Trixie. Takes a drag.
Trixie just walks up to him and takes a bite out of his sandwich.
So I got 2 of them. Do you want a pickle?
Right.
Do you like pickles? And he like puts his hand behind the bar and gets out this huge like jar of pickled onions.
Yeah, go on
Still-
then.
And it clicks it open. You know that kind of sound of the compression of the top of it, like clonk. It sort of almost silences the bar. The smell of pickled onions sort of like permeates through the pub. And he pulls out a big onion, sort of shakes it off, and like pops it on the bar in front of you. Still in the coffee business, then?
I am. It's going well. It's been a while.
Yeah. I've always wondered when you're going to do your next event here. It was bloody fun last time. Takes a smoke.
Oh. Were you needed an upgrade on your entertainment?
And he sort of looks over and you can see, 3-string, the legendary 3-string, is like having a hissy fit now. It's really fucking pissed off. Because and you sort of overhear him shouting. It's like, look, I'm not playing on the same like ticket as Baxter. It's just not happening. And you'd see this other guy sort of like, but you have to play because Baxter is literally the biggest thing that's ever hit this city. And it's just like, no, I'm not fucking. It's like, yeah, I see what you mean. So what can I do you for?
That's right.
He sort of like leans around and sort of like pulls out like this wooden paddle and pops it on the side. I've improved the design a little bit.
Have a look.
So it slides it across. And he's sort of like very, very simple paddle. But it's incredibly smooth. Like, to you, too smooth. It's too smooth. And he's like, the way this conversation's going. But yeah, so what can I do you for? Gin? Do you want a beer? Or do you want something else?
Well, I'll take a whiskey first. And how about I trade you a song for you singing a little bit about someone?
Me singing?
Like a little canary. I'm trying to find out some things to see.
What are you looking for?
I need to get some information about who might be able to help me out from the what are they called, the Black DM?
The Black Network.
What's the Black Network? Yeah, from the Black Network.
Yeah. You can find a point saver in the corner. You see this orc female sort of sat in the corner. Yeah, it's Yagra.
Yagra.
She's part of the old Marauders, top level. She's not very happy with the network at the moment. It's a good bet.
Interesting. Thank you.
Now, was that a bottle or just a drink?
Just a drink for now. I'm working.
It was right, lovely to see you. So, like, takes his
Good to see
paddle, puts it back under the bar. 3 strings kicks back off again with some more like techno or something, and you pop over to, you kind of look across, and what you see is this extremely muscular orc female called Yagra. You can see she's got like almost like a bruise around her eye, like she'd been in a fight. She's always in a fight, essentially, but she's also always in here. As you kind of walk over, she's sat on her own, enjoying a drink. What?
Evening. Oh, sorry, didn't mean to offend you. I was just wondering if you might like some entertainment for the night and a
I'm not
drink.
looking for anybody. She sort of grabs hold of a pint and sort of drinks it.
Can we get a couple of beers over here, please? Thank you.
So you can see that she's just not interested at all.
All right.
3 strings is kicking it. Like, it's-
Yeah. I don't know. Okay. What was her name again? Sorry, I'm bad with this.
Yagra.
Yagra.
Yagra
Yagra.
Stonefist.
Yagra, I think that you and I might be able to help each other out as it happens.
She sort of pauses. It's that moment when she's sort of like the attention stops and she turns. Sit down then.
See, the thing is, Yagra, I think that our interests might have aligned somewhat from what I'm hearing from my friends.
Word.
Well, here are some things that I've heard in no particular order. I've heard that someone has taken out the entire Assassin's Guild of Waterdeep.
Yeah, I heard that.
I've heard that it might have something to do with the Xanathar Guild.
Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me.
And I've heard that were someone to be interested in taking some action in response to those events, that perhaps might be a person who might be of some use.
You do know who I am, right?
I'm fully aware of who you are. Do you
Yeah,
know
well,
who I am?
I've lost favour in the black network.
Mm.
It used to be mine. It used to be ours, the Marauders, but Manchun has returned and taken over. I've got no sway in the black network anymore. But
Sway is not what I need necessarily.
anyway, a blind and I'm in. What do you need?
Well, any information that you can possibly give us,
Yep.
that might be helpful.
I know the entrance way to their new hideout.
You know, that's exactly the kind of thing that I'm talking about. I think you and I could be good friends. Don't suppose you want to come along for the ride?
Fuck off, no. It's like laughs,
Alright.
just sort of laughs their head off. Big orcish laugh. It's like you really think like that is a one-way ticket. You go down
some of
there,
that.
you're not coming back out. It's something really important, and Looking for a yellow chalked outline of an eye with stalks that would lead you through to a doorway. That doorway leads to a stairs of 1,000 eyes. You go down those stairs, you'll find yourself in his new lair.
Where exactly would I find this doorway?
Just follow the sewers. And he literally points out like down towards like the pub, the bar, and there's a grate on the floor. She's like, any sewers here in the castle ward. Follow that mark.
It's helpful.
You'll make your way to a door. I would warn you though, they have these little things, grapefruit sized little eyes. They attack on sight. Called gazers.
Any particular way round them?
Oh, I did hear of somebody put it in a jar once.
In a jar.
Yeah.
So they need to be contained.
They're like small little beholders. Baby beholders.
Well, they sound fucking delightful.
Look, you're going to need all the help you'll get. I'll give you one more piece. You heard of the Enigma?
I've heard whispers. What have you heard about the Enigma?
There's a lot of action on the Enigma.
money.
Xanathar have got an eye. Xanathar's got an eye. Castellanta's got an eye. A small group. They have a pub somewhere up north. They got a key to it all.
A pub up north?
Yeah.
Got any more than that?
Now you need to help me out. You get hold of that eye. You get out. You bring that over to me, yeah?
Doing.
Puts out this hand. Shakes. Nice meeting you. So I didn't catch your name.
Good night.
She sort of sits back.
Get her a whiskey.
And she watches you leave and chuckles to herself. As we sort of swing around, it's as you go through the door of one pub, we come through into another, brass laden, pipes all over the place. All of the chairs are sort of like steampunk style cogs, and the whole bar is just like a huge steam machine. Everywhere you look, actually, as you just slightly kick in Kiki and the kid, is everywhere you look is dwarves. And you are a good, like, 4 foot higher than all of them, apart from the kid, who's sort of about a little bit short.
Me.
Yeah.
I'm used
to
to floating above everybody anyway. It's fine. Don't worry.
Place goes silent as you walk in. And everybody just looks.
Oh, well, don't stop on our account. We're just here for a good time.
Well, you can't have the little kiddie here.
Oh, this place doesn't serve dinner. We were here for dinner. You not
No,
serve food?
We only do rock toast.
Oh, sweetie, you like rock toast, don't you? It's your favorite. See, I
Ooh.
promised him it's his birthday. It's his birthday.
Oh.
He's turning 10 today. He's
Happy
in a big
birthday.
boy.
Happy birthday, Winkle. As you say, and it all over. It's like, happy birthday, lads. And it's sort of like everybody's sort of like screaming over happy birthday.
And
Well,
I
I'm
heard
sure
y'all
we'll,
make the best rock toast in all of Waterdeep.
That is super kind. And it's sort of, please take a table. She goes, take a
Okay.
table over. So somebody
No,
as
no,
you get
no.
towards the
Kid is like-
table, it's like they're like dusting the table and like dusting the seats.
I am dressed very fancy, by the way. I don't know if I made that very clear. I am dripping in.
I just assume that Kiki's
Yeah.
going to be wearing
Well,
something.
So much glitter. So much glitter and abs for days.
Mm-hmm.
Kiki in a nutshell.
Diamonds and pearls. So you kind of sit at the table, and this dwarf kind of comes over. She's got this huge beard. She says, so what can I get for you?
Rock toast.
Oh, rock toast. You want a bit of milk?
Mm.
And for you, missus?
Some a bit stronger for me, please, thank you.
Yeah, of course. It's very strange for your type to be coming in here. Other than the birthday, is there anything else? Or any other reason you would choose the order Cog and Crank?
Well, I've heard such good things about it from my friend Torvin that we just had to, and you know, he's been eating rock toast since he was just like about this high, so we just figured we've heard such good things, we might as well come by.
Well, you know Torvin, do you?
Oh yeah, a little bit. We've crossed paths a handful of times, and he just seems like the loveliest man.
Mm. Well, it usually pops in about 6 o'clock, so you've only got to wait a couple of hours.
Oh, well, that's lucky, isn't it? You love Uncle Torvin, don't you?
Mm.
Oh,
Uncle David.
Well, I'll get you rock toast, and I'll make sure that that when he pops in, he'll come and say hello. All right.
oh, that's so kind of you. Thank you. What's your name, sweetheart?
my name is Meldine.
Oh, Meldine, it is lovely to meet you. Thank you so much. Appreciate that.
And she kind of like totters off. She's stroking her beard as she does so. She's sort of like, and you two that are left there at the table.
You know you're gonna have to eat that rock toast, right?
I hate rock toast.
I know it's the absolute worst thing in the world, but you're gonna have to eat it. Sorry.
I hate milk.
Well, I'll drink that for you, but you're gonna have to eat the rock toast. You know what? When the food comes, fine. Have a couple bites and then go for a wander. You gotta go pee or something and go have a wander and a listen. Yeah?
Okay. Do you want me to do anything else? Do you want me to look for anyone else?
I mean,
Uncle Torvin.
you're clever. You do you, boo-boo.
Happy birthday! And just like everyone sort of kicks in to like the song.
You both literally go from like this like solemn face stuff.
Yeah.
We've got
They
this
bring
down
over.
pat.
They bring over like 6 like helpings of rock toast,
No.
sort of
Oh,
presented like a
no.
stack of pancakes with a candle on the top.
Oh, this is so exciting. You're my
And
favorite.
it's to you. And everybody claps.
And the kid goes to blow out the candle, and the candle just goes.
I help.
So he blows that way, but the candle goes out that way.
Yeah.
Ah!
Yeah.
Make a wish. Make a wish.
Yeah.
Oh,
And
this is
everybody
sweet. Thank you so
stands
much.
around watching for the bite.
And yeah, it puts his hand in and like big like fake smile, and just like a cake just goes, hum, and just sticks his face in and bites.
Okay. Can I get a Constitution saving throw? Please?
Yeah, of course you can. 13.
You lose 2 teeth.
Oh no. Do I notice that there are teeth in the cake
No.
or in the toast? Okay.
You just notice that 2 of them are missing from his mouth.
That's pretty rocky toast.
Yeah.
That is just so sweet. Thank you.
Mm,
What do you say? What do you say to the nice people?
thank you. Thank you. It's best birthday ever.
I'm going to ask for a deception roll on this one because you're struggling through this cake.
Oh, I'm standing there smiling next to him. Can he get advantage on that? Can I give him the help
A
action
little bit
with
of
that
help.
one?
Yeah,
A little
sure,
help.
go for it.
Oh, that's so very sweet. He's
Oh,
so shy.
good. 23.
Yeah, everybody sort of like absolutely believes you. Every now and then for the next like 2 hours, people are coming over going, oh, did you like your Ruptures? You know, and it's sort of like, yeah, going and having a
And
bit
we're
of a
just
chat.
like-
Just got like a little bit of tissue here
Killing
to just
time.
like just the 2 bits, just the blood that's seeping out of this side of the
Yeah,
mouth.
yeah, yeah.
Mhm.
I'll help. I'll have a bite and help, and then immediately realize it's disgusting and stop helping.
So you don't chew it. You don't chew it at all.
God no,
Okay.
absolutely not.
As you're sort of sat there, there's this smell of like grease. About 2 hours later,
Yeah.
grease and like soot, like much stronger than the rest of the pub.
Smells
As
like
yours,
engineer.
if you look up and you see this sort of ginger-haired, youngish dwarf, he's got a pair of like round goggles sort of stuck up here. It's like covered. He's got these like circles of like white skin with grey from all of the dust and the dirt. And as he walks in, he sort of looks around and he catches your eye and almost like freezes slightly in panic. He looks around and he wanders over and it's like, what the bloody hell are you doing here?
Hi, Torvi.
Don't hide Torvi me. What the fuck are you doing here?
I just got a couple little questions. I was going to buy you a drink or two, and that's not so bad.
You're
Are
not,
you?
not here. Not here. Not here.
Are you so sad to see me? You were so happy to see me last time we were together.
Shh. Please. My wife's mother runs this place. I need you to be quiet, all right?
Oh, it's okay. This is my son, so it's fine.
Oh, hello, lad. He like, nervously sort of shouts.
But in all
It's
honesty,
my
Torvi.
birthday.
Oh, is it?
Meanwhile, there's a table of like 15 orders of rock toast from all the locals that have ordered rock toast over to the bar.
You like rock
Everyone
toast
else
then?
gave me a present.
Oh, puts a spanner down. You have a spanner. Then turns back to Kiki.
Not really the present we were looking for, Uncle Torvi. So if this isn't the best place to talk, how about you go take a quick shot and meet us around the back alley, eh?
Fine.
See you in a minute.
And he goes towards the toilets as you kind of go out the front, if that makes sense. Do you take the spanner?
Yeah.
Do you leave the spanner? Take the spanner?
I take the spanner.
Okay, cool. Spanner's almost like you struggle to hold this thing. It's very, very, very
I-
heavy.
Chug the last of whatever drink the kind barmaid gave me.
Yeah, you have this drink. It's called double bock ale. You notice it had a very hard, crisp head. And when you kind of like tap the top, it's sort of crushed in on itself and create a little bit of smoke and bubbles. It's a really beautiful IPA. So you kind of come out and you gotta go around the back, and around the back it's just it's a filthy back alley bar, really. Right, Kiki.
This is
what
right
it?
up this alley is right up your alley, ain't it, little one?
Yeah. What is it, Kiki?
Right. So, now don't ask how I know, but I know you're in good with the big Zan man.
He sort of like looks at you. Okay, seriously now? Shut the fuck up. No,
How
don't give me that look. Shut up.
Okay, fine. Okay.
Don't say those
I know
words. Do not say those words.
I know you don't like him very much, but you're still working with him, yeah?
Yes.
Well, let's just say maybe I've heard little rumblings of people that want to, I don't know, take him down for whatever reason. How'd you feel about that?
Looks a bit confused at this moment of like when they looking to do it.
I don't know. When should they?
I was going to move some gunpowder into there, smuggle it in a little bit. You know the maitre d'?
Yeah, what's his face? Yeah, no, the old
Margot.
Margot. There, that one.
Yeah, Margot.
Yep.
He's been wanting to have. He's been hiding a store of gunpowder. I'm thinking of popping it in different places. If you can do it tomorrow.
Oh, well, what do you know? I think I heard tell about something happening tomorrow.
Okay.
I think
Kiki,
this might work out nicely.
Kiki.
Yeah.
Kiki.
Torvin.
And he looks at the kid and is like, I'm guessing he's something more than that. This is serious now. Okay. I need you not to be shady. I need you not to be hiding anything from me. If I do this and I get caught, I'm dead. It's that simple.
Fair enough.
I'm going to be bringing explosives into a very highly dangerous place. Are you going to do it tomorrow?
I look over at the kid. Sounds about like the right timeline, don't you think?
Mm-hmm.
Sounds like a deal. Where are you putting it?
There is a storeroom is behind. I suppose it's behind the maitre d's' office. There is one other place. It's inside. It's almost like a gladiatorial arena. There is a pillar. There's a pillar there. It's a weak spot. If you blow that, our place will come down.
Right. Oh, and this is the gladiatorial. This is the gladiator games that you sign up for at that. What's it called? Estate, right?
How the fuck do you know about that?
Oh, sweetheart, I know so many things. People talk at all the best times.
All right.
How do you think I know who you work for?
A smile starts to grow on his face. It's like a sudden realization that you're not just pissing about.
Yeah, no.
You're actually telling the truth here.
Oh, 100%. I don't lie, sweetheart. So you're going to move this gunpowder, and you're going to put it in that pillar. Anywhere else it's going?
I'll have a look around. I'll see where else I can put it.
I mean, we're hoping to hit the man or the being or the big eye thing where it hurts the most. Any ideas? The cat wants to know so bad where that might be. I have a very loud kitty cat.
There's a cat like sat on a thing, screaming his head off. Actually, it gives you a good amount of cover. So you suddenly feel a little bit more like comfortable that you can be a little louder in this space now. Like you're not going to be overheard. And he uses that moment to say, "I'm part of an organization that I am going to talk to them about. Whether they do anything about it or not is up to them. But I'll get that gunpowder there for you."
Oh. You mean the...
Yes. Yes.
Are they going to be helpful?
Probably not.
Fair enough. Well, we'll do what we can. So in the pillar, any other recommendations of where we should hit him next? I mean, we're hoping to get into his own big old house. You know where he's living these days? Where he's like set?
Look, I go to the workshop and that's kind of where I am at the moment. He's very, very protective about his quarters. Extremely protective of his quarters. There's only other one person that's allowed to go in there, and that is either. And he goes to say the name. And he says, Nylor.
Oh, right. Okay.
Or Ot Steel Toes. The only two people that are going to go in there.
Why's the vet going into his house?
Nobody knows. Sort of pet or something.
Weird. Okay. Well, I mean, people do care about their pets, to be fair. Shut up, cat, wherever you are. Kid, you got any questions?
Are you telling the truth?
You cannot lie to a child.
His eyes go really big and adorable. Looks up at him.
He's going to look at you and go, "The sky is red. Fuck off."
And the kid says back in his voice, "The sky is red. Fuck off. I slept with my wife."
You can't do that. I'm afraid you can't do that.
Why not?
You need to be... Oh, no, you have Liz listening for a minute. Yes, you have. Oh, my God. You're terrifying.
Yup.
The sky is red. Fuck off. You can't see me like this, not with my wife around. You telling the truth. Back to my voice.
Cool. You can fuck your gunpowder and you can go fuck yourselves. And he turns around and walks away.
Kid, did you just ruin that for us? No, Torvin. I kind of hit the kid a little bit and I run after Torvin and I just kind of I lightly hold him on the shoulder and go, "Torvin, I am very, very, very sorry about that."
That kid is fucking nuts. That is a nuts kid.
He's absolutely terrifying. I didn't put this team together, but we're all in on this together, right? The big floaty eyeball man needs to go down.
Who the hell is he? Who the fuck is he?
He's just some little urchin that I picked up sometime. He's kind of obsessed with me. It's fine. Don't worry about it.
He's fucking messed up. He's fucking seriously messed up.
Well, he's been alone for most of his life. You can't blame him. But now here's the thing, Torvin.
I mean, look at him now. Look at him. He's got a rat in his hand.
He's trying to tempt the cat down. And he's got a knife behind his back.
He likes animals. Maybe we'll try the vet that way. But no, look, here's the thing. I've got a team of people. We can get into that gladiatorial arena, but we need to know that the pillar is going to be set to blow. Now, I'll give you 2 2 free sessions if you do that for me and we survive it, okay?
Okay, do a persuasion check for me, please.
I'm not actually all that good with. Oh, no, I'm not awful. I'm better at deception than persuasion.
Okay, it's persuasion. Let's do persuasion because you are trying to persuade him to do the job.
13.
Yeah, he's just like, look, I'm not going to risk my life. Firstly, for somebody who's going to fucking threaten me. But also for 2 free sessions, I might even be dead at that point. I'm sorry. You're on your
What
own.
about
You're on your
right
own.
now?
I'm sorry.
Come on, what can we do for you? We need that pillar to explode. We need to take the building down.
Well, look, how
You
about
know
this?
we do.
I've told you where the explosives are. I've told you a weak
Yeah,
spot.
fair.
You do it on your own. I'm going to go to ground now. I'm disappearing.
Fair enough. Well, I won't tell nobody where you went. I promise, because I don't lie.
And he just literally turns and leaves.
As soon as
Yes.
he's out of the side of the alley, I turn around and I just stare at the kid and I go, "Well, that fucked shit up, didn't it?" And
As
walk
we
back
just
away.
see the scene of you two sort of like staring at each other in the alleyway. As you just say those words, that fucks shit up. As this sort of like the camera kind of sweeps around and up towards the southern wards, but we kind of, as we get down towards a large orb of a shop window, as we turn and we see Hush and Oshi stood outside. They look towards each other and look towards the open sign as we fade to black. Okie dokie. You got lots of done there. Lots and lots done. Oh, so close.
Oh, that could have been so good.
It
That could have been
could
so
have been so good.
helpful.
But you've got a great option now, though. Like, if you can
That's
get
true.
hold of that stuff.
We know how to get into his house, which thankfully, Trixie is learning how to get into the house as we speak. So
Exactly. So you've kind of got an idea of some sort of layouts now. You know that there is some sort of gunpowder there. You know there's a weak spot. Definitely a weak spot. You know how to get in there now.
deal with the gladiatorial pit. Yeah.
You've got the gladiatorial pit. You know there's a gladiatorial pit. And you know that that's Nylor and the vet are the only 2 people that go into his secret place. That was the word.
Nylor.
Nylor. I know, I couldn't figure out any other way of doing it.
Love it.
So I think what will have happen is next week we shall come back and not next week, next session. I'm gonna say next session. That's a better way of putting it. Next session we'll come back and we'll start with the Orb Confectioners and we'll kind of make our way there. But now we're not on a timeline actually anymore, are we? No, we're not. We're not on a timeline. We were on a timeline. We're no longer on a timeline. So you've got a little bit more time now to kind of do a few things. But we'll start with the Confectioners next session. I hope that you really enjoyed the session. I know I did. I hope everybody at home enjoyed the session. But of course, join us tomorrow for a bit of death. Sorry. A bit of death. Yes. Death and destruction as we do the total party knockout 8, the Tarrasque for level 20 big fight out, which should be fantastic tomorrow at 7 p.m. And then see you next Tuesday for a little bit of Waterdeep Mallrats Cinder Waste, part 2 of that adventure. And a week after that, we'll be back with these wonderful, wonderful players to carry on with this great adventure. So is there anything anyone's working on at the moment where we can see you in online playing any games or anything like that? Ooh.
Done or finished.
Yeah, we just ended. So we're doing well.
Oh.
Next week we're doing a little post campaign wrap up Monday night next week for our campaign.
Oh, perfect. So then because that would be our usual slot on a Monday, so go over to Legends of the Luminous instead and watch a little bit of a post show on that one. And then
Talking shit.
Exactly. I sure know it would be fantastic because I really enjoy that channel as well. So go over, give them some love, give them some follows, give them some subs, etc. because it is a lovely little channel that they have done over there. Are you doing another adventure? Are you going to start another adventure?
We are. We will be announcing our next campaign next week as well.
Then you have to go watch it now.
It should be very fun.
All right, so we're gonna run off. This is anything else anyone wants to say? Wonderful. All righty.
Fun to be back, isn't it?
It is fun to be back. So as usual, keep being terrified, pretending to be terrifying children and going to do horrible things. Continue to be wonderful, incredible speakers and coffee drinkers. Continue to float on it and be wonderful. And of course, always smell like old cat piss. And I'll see you guys next time. See you later. Bye.
Bye.